Live from Liverpool, we don't need to talk about ghosts with Kevin Eustace.
So it's Friday, so that can only mean one thing, that I dropped my sunglasses in the car and struggled to find them. No, it of course means I can't find them. Oh, there they are. Okay, I just can't find them. Not only just dropped them. It means, of course, that it's time for We Don't Need to Talk About Ghosts. And we're going to go round and drop off food to people who need it, yes. Got me glasses, everyone can relax now. So, Becca, what do you know?
Oh, I don't know, it's a lovely day.
It is a lovely day, yeah. A lovely day.
Yes, so I don't know. I forgot to bring my black sunglasses, but I've got my spare red sunglasses in my handbag, so...
Well, that's fun. What a sunglasses-heavy episode.
I know.
We hope that you're all fine wherever you are. I need to just reiterate again, as I do at the start of these episodes, that this isn't a standard talk about ghosts. These are the extra episodes that we're putting out during this lockdown period. And, if you want the ones about ghosts, they come out on the weekend. These are very easy to differentiate. Yes, or decipher, yes. Mm-hmm. Because they have the title, We Don't Need to Talk About Ghosts. So
there are unlikely to be lots of ghosts in this episode. If you're after the ghosts alone, you want the main episode.
The main episode, yes. Which will be titled something spooky like block capitals, Hat Man Eat Child, or something stupid like that. Because that's how I like to do it, yes.
I hate the way you do block capitals.
Well, I'm very sorry about that, but...
I don't think you are.
Screw you, it's staying. It's also a way to differentiate as well. Because these are in lowercase letters.
Yep.
What's that rap song where he says, ever since I was a lowercase G?
I don't know.
Because does he mean like a little gangster, or does he mean a little letter
Yes.
G?
Yeah, no, I think he means like gangster. Oh, it was almost like a wannabe gangster. Like,
Ever since I was a girl.
like not a proper, fully fledged G.
Well, a lowercase G. You know, I understand that gangsters call themselves G's, but a lowercase G
Is a G.
is a G. So does that mean that if there's a trainee gangster or a little child who thinks he's a gangster, we should call them a G?
Maybe, yeah.
Look at that little G over there. Over there, there's a G.
Here you go.
Okay, as you know by now, if you're used to the front... Oh, this is a bit of a
Big
tailback.
cue. Big cue. This is because you spent so long faffing around getting ready.
Fuck all to do with me, pardon my
We'd
French.
be 3 cars ahead of this now if you hadn't been so slow. Big queue, guys, big queue.
This BMW in front of us is not a charitable person either.
No.
They're like, I just want to do... I've done this to take a shortcut.
So he's trying to get round. Can't get round. He's trying to get around the car in front of us.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he can, but he went for it anyway. Probably getting quite irate at the...
Oh, definitely he'll be getting
charitable
irate
person
now.
queuing.
Because they only took this back road because they think it's a shortcut.
Oh, he's going to mount the curb. He's going to mount the curb.
Of course he's going to mount the curb, because no one gets in the way of a BMW driver, lad.
Maybe he's a guy.
He's definitely a G. In fact, he probably thinks he's a G. But he's more of a B. The bell end.
There we go,
So,
he's mounting the curb.
yeah, mounting the
he's going
curb.
around. Yeah. He's stuck, so he's got his front tyre on the curb, but not his back tyre on the
Yeah.
curb, so he's struggling now.
And God bless the lad in front,
Oh,
who's clearly one of us charitable guys.
Yeah.
He's
You'd
he's
be having
just
kittens if we were in the car.
looking straight ahead.
Yeah, you'd be really uncomfortable if we were in the car.
I would be really uncomfortable. Yeah, you're quite right.
The guy's like, what's he doing? Now he's almost got himself stuck.
Oh, your shortcut didn't pay off. Who needs to do a shortcut in this sort of fucking... There's no one on the roads, pardon my random F word.
Maybe it's not a shortcut, maybe he lives there, you don't know.
I've had this for controversy. What if this guy in front of us is just a roadblock and he's just trying to get round him so he can be charitable?
That would be different. That would be unexpected.
It would be unexpected. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I would absolutely hate to live in the flats that this road leads onto, because during this charitable time, you're going to be sat here for a good 30 minutes waiting to get into your own house.
No, but there's ways of getting round to the, like, you could come up the other side of the road, couldn't you, and just go in?
Yeah,
Because you'd know about it, obviously, wouldn't you? So.
There's
Yeah,
a very old man. I do hope he's not a ghost. He seems to be...
Excuse me. He's got a key round his neck.
He's got a what?
A key and a chain round his neck.
Is he like a funky
Big,
death?
old key.
He
Well,
has, hasn't
it's
he?
not a chain round his neck, it's like a rope.
He's got like a very...
Like a black
very
string.
old key round his neck. Like as in... like the sort of key that you would unlock a jail cell with.
Yeah.
And he's walking very slow. The only thing that makes me sure he's not a ghost is he's wearing a trackie.
To ghosts not wear trackies?
No.
What about a ghost that died in the last 30 years?
See, scallies don't have souls, so they they wouldn't wear trackies.
You
Ghosts
used
don't
to
wear
have
trackies. No, I once owned a shell suit.
Right.
I wore it to parents' evening and caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror in the school and started bawling my eyes out because I realised how much of an absolute twat I looked.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sad.
And I sat down, Mum and Dad were sat at the table with me going, "You're making a show of yourself. You need to stop this."
Wait, you were just crying because of what you were wearing?
Yeah.
But wasn't everyone else wearing similar?
This was an outlandish shell suit. It was
Right.
like, I thought it was dark purple. Turns out it was light pink.
Right.
With like neon green stripes around it, and it was an all-in-one sort of thing. Honest to God, I look like...
But did you not know when you bought it?
Yeah, but you know like how things look different in different lights.
Yeah.
It looked darker, and I looked in the mirror and was like, cool. And then I went to the school where it was like bright lights everywhere, and everyone else was just wearing jeans. Some of them were just wearing the uniforms. Fair enough. And I, honest to God, look like, I don't know. I just don't know. I look like the 80s had exploded.
Oh.
Or I'd been kicked through the 80s backwards with glue on me and come out the other side. It was terrible. And this was the 90s. Well, it was only about 92, to be fair, so we were only just out of the 80s. But yeah, but then what was doubly embarrassing, it was like a spiral then, because what was doubly embarrassing is then kids from your year were seeing you crying at the table and assumed you'd had a really bad review of a teacher.
Wouldn't that give you, like, kudos?
No, because if I was sat there smoking going, don't give a fuck about this bad review, then that would. But if I'm sat there crying in a pink suit about it, because I didn't know, it was my first time that like they had kids allowed to a parents' evening, and I didn't know.
Kids weren't allowed to parents' evening?
Well, first time I went, should I say.
Right.
It was, in fact, I think it was my first one in senior school.
Right.
So you didn't go to the one in junior school. So I think this was
yeah.
the first one. So I assumed with it being the first one that it would be like all your mates meet up. You'll probably go to like the sports hall to play basketball or something, and the parents will go and see the teachers. I didn't realise there was 3 chairs in front of each teacher.
Yeah, no, you go with them, yeah.
And you go and sit down, and the teacher's like, "You need to stop looking out of windows, Kevin." And I was like, "Well, don't put windows in the building then, sir." I didn't say that.
No, you didn't say that.
I just nodded and said, okay. All of my reviews were, could achieve so much if he put his mind to it, but is a bit of a daydreamer.
But you're not the only one.
No, because I didn't have John Lennon as a teacher. Oh, imagine the woodwork I'd get done with John Lennon. You may say I'm a dreamer. So, my album's finished. Hooray!
Hooray! And you've got more songs than you thought, haven't you?
Well, yeah, but then I decided to trim it again. So I
Right.
got rid of the 2 I was going to write. So there's 12 songs on it.
12, okay.
It's a very bleak album, and it's called... What's it called?
The Lifeless Body.
A Lifeless Body.
Lightless.
A Lightless Body.
A Lightless Body.
And interestingly, for you guys who've listened to the show for a while, the cover of the album is a copy of a drawing within that book of the that unknown book of fate and fortune. You know, the really old book where it's got the... What's it called? Where people judge your personality based on the size of your skull.
Phrenology?
Phrenology, yeah. Based on the phrenology head.
Oh, she's coming up giving orange juice.
Oh,
That's
I'm
so
getting
sweet.
orange juice. There we go.
Morning, you're right.
Morning.
You
Like
okay?
a fresh orange
Oh,
juice.
lovely, thank you.
In the fridge.
Thank you
right.
very much.
Oh, thank you very
So-
much.
Cheers, thank you.
Perks of the job.
Oh,
Nice fresh orange.
yeah.
Yeah, and then last night I had a little bit of a daydream to myself. A daydream at night? Is that even possible? Is that woman dressed as a bear up there?
No. She's the one who was filming us yesterday.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Anyway, last night I had
Oh, he's
a bit of a
there.
daydream to myself, where, because I use different singing voices on this album for different songs,
Yeah.
I thought, is that right, or should I stick with one voice throughout? And I thought, no, you know what? The voice is an instrument, just like any other instrument. And if my voice needs to change to suit a song, then it should.
That's a good point, yeah.
And then I thought, you know what? When Paul McCartney jumped on a piano, no one said to him, "Oh, but you play the bass, so you need to make that piano sound like a bass." People expect you to play the bass, Paul.
Just because that would be ludicrous.
That would be ludicrous, because the voice is
Yeah,
an
no, it's a
instrument.
good point, yeah. The voice isn't it's not just you got to stick to the same thing. It's, yeah.
We've got it drilled into our heads because of frontmen of past, such as like Axl Rose and Liam Gallagher. You knew who it was by them singing. But, and what? You know what I mean? I can write in different styles, so I can sing in different styles to suit the song.
Good for you.
Yeah, exactly. Amen to me. So that'll be out hopefully within the next couple of weeks because it's all done. I just need to spend a few more hours today doing some EQing, as we say in the business, or mixing and editing. But it's very strange how your ears act, you know. So last night I thought it was all done. I was listening to it. But I know that when I listen to it this morning, I'll be like, oh, that's off, that's off. Your ears get sort of numb after a few listens. I can understand now why some albums take months to get mixed. Because your ears are only good for about the first 20 minutes, I think.
Yeah. So EQ, not like emotional intelligence?
No. EQ as in, I have no idea what it stands for. Equalisation, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Where you basically up your middles and lower your bass and high your trebles, or whatever you want to do, really. It's up for debate.
Good.
Yes.
So, quiz tomorrow?
Quiz tomorrow, everybody, hooray! 8 o'clock on the Facebook page, facebook.com/talkaboutghosts, and you will be able to take part in a quiz where me and Becca, it's not necessarily just a paranormal one either, we have two very special guest rounds. We have the wonderful real-life ghost stories going to put a round together, like they've done previously.
Good.
And we have two new folks doing it, and they're the ladies behind the Ghost Trail series.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
New people.
Yeah, indeed,
fun.
which is very good. One of them, actually, Jo, is an actress, and she was last year was in a Jurassic Park movie.
Oh.
As an extra, like, but you know, fair play. So yeah. Becca trying to silently communicate with drivers there, and
Well, just trying to see who's doing what, who's going where. We don't want to lock people in, but we are in a queue.
there seems to be a lot of people donating to drive here. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a one drop.
Are we a bit late?
No.
I don't think there's more people. We're a bit later. Well, I suppose we've been tired for a while, haven't we?
It's
But yeah, it
at
just
least 10
depends when people
minutes.
turn up. Just
We are.
because
Well,
it's
this is
more
on
time.
12 minutes now, so we left.
Left 12 minutes.
12 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
so we were a bit late because we should be here for 10 usually.
That's all
That
right,
means
isn't
we
it?
only got here after 10.
Yeah, but if we would have got it any earlier, I wouldn't be drinking an orange juice.
But then it's all worth it.
Can I say? Can I say?
Can I say?
This is my second orange juice of the day because I've had a fresh orange juice this morning.
Okay.
I'm going to be weeing.
Why did you pour it out of the carton into a glass?
I like to drink out of a glass rather because I'm not 5. So I'd sooner drink out of a glass than out of a straw in a carton.
So what do? You pierce the top of the carton
Pierce the
with
top
a
and
straw
squirt it
then...
in.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to know other methods for
No, it's
excreting
it's weird when
OJ
you've got something
from a
that's
carton?
like designed to drink out of. Because
I mean-
you don't decant when you drink a can.
I do.
Oh, yeah, sometimes you do.
Every time I do.
Sometimes.
I don't drink from a can. I can't drink from a can.
Oh, behave! I can't drink.
I
from a can.
can't. It gives me. It's awful wind.
Does it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of the way like my stupid mouth like wraps around the can. I swallow like for every gulp of Coke, there's 2 gulps of air. So, yeah, just keep that fact. Hey, here's one. Do you remember when? Literally fucking
Do you ever remember?
observational comedian
Do
boy.
you ever remember?
No, I tell you what. Do you remember scones? No.
Yes.
I love scones. No. Do you remember
Do you love
when?
scones? You love scones so much.
I do. When Coca-Cola cans and Fanta and other things, they made extra large cans.
No, I don't remember that.
They-
I remember
they
the
were-
tall, thin ones.
No,
But they weren't bigger, I
They
don't
used to
think.
make like double cans size.
Right.
When I was about, God, how old would you been? Maybe about 13.
Well, then no, I won't remember that because I was 3.
Well, you might have had an awful parent who might have been forcing sugary drinks on you. I don't know. Actually, I do know. You had very good parents, and you definitely wasn't force-fed sugary drinks. I've dropped my
No,
sunglasses again.
it was my dad's answer to everything. A glass of Coke and a packet of crisps was my dad's answer. Like, even if in the middle of the night I went in saying, like, I feel sick. Oh, babe, do you want a glass of Coke and a packet of crisps?
Well, to be fair.
No, I don't. I feel sick. Why would I want that?
To be fair, flat Coke is meant to be really good for a bad stomach.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't want the
that-
crisps before, just to shut me up from...
You know what my nan's answer to... Oh my God, Kevin, these glasses. Do you know what my nan's answer to an upset stomach was? First thing she'd say,
Something weird.
do you need a poo?
Right, okay.
That's what she'd say. I'd say, Nan, I've got a really upset stomach. She'd go and have a poo.
Did she think you were really simple, that, like, you wouldn't have done that yourself if you did?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, she probably did, to be fair. Go and have a poo.
You did another incident of embarrassing yourself with the neighbour yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, I did. For some reason, I go to pot with our neighbours, don't I?
Yeah, this one couple, like older couple than us, would you say like very young retired?
Young retired, yeah.
Yeah.
Mid-50s, maybe.
And Kev just, I don't know what it is, he's got some like kind of crush on them or something, but he just completely goes
I can't
to pot
even
around
deny
them.
that, you know. It is like, I don't. I don't as far as I'm aware.
But he just goes to bits and like just comes out with ridiculous things. Have you told them about that New Year's one?
When I kissed her.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
it was the first year they'd moved in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we exchanged Christmas cards, and Kev was so made up with this exchanging Christmas cards. He was like, "Oh, we've got a card from the neighbour. We're right in the
Yeah.
For some reason, he just like really was made up with it. And then we saw them just after Christmas and before New Year's. And you said dead awkward with it anyway, and you were like, "Well, have fun, whatever you get up to." And then out of nowhere, you just leaned forward and kissed her,
Yeah.
and the look of alarm on both of the faces. And the guy looks at me like panicked, as if to say, like, "Are you
Are
going to
you
do
next?"
this as well?"
Yeah.
So I kind of pointedly, like, held out my hand or something, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right, anyway, I think you let it go." And then we went inside, and literally, as we shut the door, I just slid
You
down
died,
the door
didn't you?
laughing because
You're like, "Why did
we
you
were
kiss
both
her?"
so alarmed. Like the look on the face, they were really
Yeah.
upset about it.
And then, anyway, since that moment, I just can't be normal around them. Like, they'll say, "You doing all right?" And I'll say, "Yeah." And then I'll feel the need, like, I need to say something in return. But it won't be something normal.
No,
It'll be
it's
like,
always weird.
I don't know, "Lovely clouds today, John." And he'll be like, "What?" I'd say, "Lovely clouds." "Yeah."
You know, that time you were being that awkward. They were coming out and we were going in, and you were being that awkward. It was stressing me out. I can't even remember what you were saying, but I can remember like fumbling around with the key, like urgently trying to get in.
Trying to get in before you collapse with
completely
laughter.
before you completely cocked it over, and then I dropped the key.
Yeah. Which meant I had to keep going, like, hedgehogs are strange, aren't they, John?
But you knew the same because you were like edging
Yeah.
me on. So, oh God, Meg, why have you dropped the key? So yesterday, yeah, I can't remember what you said. It was something really.
So yesterday
really,
we got the lift to the car park,
yeah.
and as we're coming out,
We were going up.
oh
weren't
sorry,
we
we
were
were going into the lift,
Yeah.
and as we were about, the lift opens and John gets out, the man of the couple, and he goes, "Oh, are you?" So we go, "Oh, are you?" So Becca stands where she is, as you should, because John stopped, as in he's about to start conversation. Kevin starts conversation. No, sorry, John says to us, "How are you getting on?" Kevin says, "Not too bad, mate." Gets in the lift for some bizarre reason. Kevin does.
Yeah.
On his own. And then starts saying things like, "Looks like it's getting a bit better, all this, though, doesn't it?" And he goes, "Well," I said, "I'm just saying." And as I try to repeat myself, the lift door starts shutting just on me. Becca and this guy
I'm still
out on the
outside,
hall.
so he's leaving me behind. There's obviously a button in the lift that you can use to open the door, but Kevin doesn't do that. Nor does he put his hand out like a slightly more normal person. He just sticks his arm through the door,
Yeah.
like in a fist, and the door kind
The
of
door closes on my arm, leading to John jumping in with his hand
with his
to try
actual
and...
hand to try and like
get the sensor.
Yeah, it was just. I was like, "What, Kev? You're leaving me behind."
Yeah,
Really awkward.
so then the door opens back up and he's looking at me, he's in to say, "Why don't you just get in the lift and fuck off mid-conversation?" So I'm like, "Oh, that was weird, wasn't it? You think they'd have a sensor?" Becca now gets the sense we need to leave urgently, so gets in the lift.
Anyway, we'll let you go.
And we'll let you go, John, and then the lift door shuts for real this time, and you die, don't you?
Just like again, just every time. Yeah, it's just. I just don't understand. You just completely go to pot.
I do.
Well,
I really,
absolutely
sincerely do. It's dead weird. So yeah, so that's why I was going to say that's why you should never have neighbours, but you know, that's when good
Yeah,
neighbours
I
become
just
good
can't
friends.
think of like one incident when you've just been normal with them.
I can't.
It's always just something that's odd.
He sent us a lovely card though, didn't he, at the start of all this?
Yeah, no, I felt terrible because we should have sent one first. Really, we're younger.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. They sent one saying,
Like if you need anything.
yeah, just
It's
when
dead
it was
nice,
announced,
dead
listen,
nice.
you can't go anywhere. This is a serious thing. It's a pandemic. Got a card through the door just saying, "Hi guys, we're only over the corridor. If you need anything, just let us know and we'll help you out." They're like in the mid-50s,
Yeah.
and they're not saying like we're two sprightly young bucks. I mean, you are. I'm
Well,
peeking
yeah, I mean,
over
we
the
should have
hill.
sent one first. We were bad people.
But we really
we
should have sent
we
one
did
first.
send a reciprocal one, but
Yeah.
you know, the damage was done then. I think we hadn't offered. I mean, you could say that in a way it's flattering because we hadn't thought of them as elderly neighbours who needed help.
You could say yeah. You could also see the truth in that we
We just
only
completely
think of
thoughtless,
ourselves.
Yeah, very thoughtless.
Absolute our arses. So, in other news, your arms look like you're a complete and utter smackhead, don't they? Because of the neighbour's cat.
They're getting better, I think.
Yeah.
Aren't they? That's better than it has
So
been.
when the neighbour's cat ventures into our balcony, what Becca does is she strokes it, and the cat
and it loves it, and it's
Yeah.
purring away, and it's like moving its little
And I
head
do the
and pushing
same.
it into my
I
hand.
stroke it for like 3 minutes, and then I stop because I know my limit, and I know the cat's limit. Becca goes lovely, and the amount of times I
just
hear
won't leave it alone.
lovely, 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 ah, lovely. No,
Ow,
no,
ow,
get
ow.
off! Ah! And she gets mauled.
I mean, the thing is, I don't say no. Usually, it's like hey, because I don't tell her off. That's why she keeps doing it, because I can't. Like, I only tell her off if it's really, really hard. Like when she really, really gets stuck in there, which she can do with all hooks, and she gets her back feet involved as well, and it's like dead
them
painful.
back feet.
Then I go no, stop, and she does understand now. And in fairness, she usually stops. But that's like the extent of it. That's the limit.
Yeah, it's
I'm
them.
telling her off. I've just got no authority.
It's them back feet when I've seen her grab a toy with the front paws and then bring her back feet up to the toy and just go like a little whirlwind.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the neighbours must have the tolerance of a saint.
I know. I'm trying to learn because usually she gives you a warning shot where she bats you with a paw, but the claws are in, and I'm trying to learn from that it's not that she wants to play, it's that she wants to.
Okay.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
Has it gone back out?
Yeah, it has. A bee.
Oh.
Honest to God, a bee just flew in through Becca's
Oh my
open
God.
window, and it was seriously, it was the size of a bucket.
Kev hasn't seen a bumblebee before. It was a normal bee.
It wasn't a normal bee.
It was a normal bee.
It was like it had an afro. Honest to God, it was
Mega bee.
huge. It was a genuine man.
A genuine man.
Oh my
It was a bee.
God, size of that.
It was just a bee.
Becca, if that decided to, it could have took this car off us. At least it wasn't a wasp.
It would be you, innit? Because you just run a mile the second it came through.
I hate wasps.
Have the car.
That's my one fear
Have
of
my
driving with the
wallet.
window open, if a wasp gets in. Because
Yeah, you're
wasps
petrified
are
of wasps.
basically scallies of the insect world. They don't care. They just
No,
go,
they don't care.
what are you looking at, lad? And then pull their arse knife out and try and stab you with it.
Yeah, I'm a bit more scared of wasps since I got stung last year. Because it really hurt.
Yeah.
Really hurt. I was surprised in a way. I thought it would hurt a bit, but I didn't think it would hurt that much and for so long.
And some genius was there, wasn't he, who got the sting out? Because she had these... She must have been used to getting stung. She had these, like, sting removal
But they're
tweezers.
just in the country, yeah. So I think, like, they can get rid of ticks and stuff.
Yeah,
so
I was trying to
think
use
you're doing
standard tweezers, wasn't I? And it just wasn't working.
that. Yeah.
I was trying to
That
keep
was
it
so
calm.
stressful.
But you
Because
were
it
literally
really
sweating.
hurt, and I had this sting in my arm, and I was like, get out, get out, get out. And it really, really hurt, and you were just dicking around with it, and you weren't getting it out. And like other people were saying, like, do it sideways, and then this angel appeared, didn't she, with it, and she was like, oh, these might help. So she passed them to you, but I desperately wanted her to do it because I thought because you were just faffing, and I was like, I think this lady knows what she's doing, Kev. Can you? And you were like, oh no, I'm nearly there, and you were digging around and digging, and it really hurt. And I was like, oh my God, just give it to the woman to do. But you did it in the end eventually. It really hurt.
I didn't do it. She done it.
No, you did it.
Did I?
Yeah, you got it out in the
Well,
end
there you go.
eventually, and then we
There you
gave her
go.
back the
Should have
things.
more faith.
I wanted the woman to do it because she's done it quicker and more painlessly, I think. 'Cause I don't know, I just got the impression
Another
she
bee
knew
just
what
nearly
she
got
was
in here then. Hey, do you know what I've just realised? There's 2 fucking beehives behind that fence. No wonder.
doing. I know they've got bees, they make their own honey.
Yeah.
I brought honey home the other day, I bought some for my mum from the charity.
I know.
'Cause the charity makes it and sells it.
I tell you what, your mum and your stepdad don't half know the bee. I know he keeps bees. You know when you give her that honey and she was like, oh, them bees have been feeding on, like, rapeseed.
Yeah,
It's like, what? How do you know that? By looking at the honey.
I know.
And it was apparently because it was set. Interesting. Things you learn, you see.
That's right.
Do. God, he must be doing a load of drops. The fella 2 in front of us. He'd be in there about 5 minutes.
Don't get grouchy.
Not getting grouchy. I can get grouchy.
I know.
You know, it's that funny. Everyone else has got these kind T-shirts on for the charity.
It's alright.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm sat here in like a button-down shirt, opened at the collar like I'm some big quiff boy.
That's not a collared shirt.
This is a collared shirt.
I mean, I know technically it's kind of shirt shaped, it's got a collar, but it's not like a collared shirt. Like, the material is T-shirt material.
It's a lovely
It's like
shirt,
a
this.
rugby shirt.
It's not like a rugby shirt.
It is like a rugby shirt.
What does a rugby shirt look like?
Exactly like
It
that.
doesn't. It
Exactly like that.
It doesn't. You couldn't play
But
rugby in this.
It's a one... No, I don't mean a sport, like what you'd call a rugby shirt.
I wouldn't call anything a rugby shirt other than a shirt that you play rugby in.
That is like a rugby... It's a one colour, rather, rugby shirt. Like, if you're picturing a rugby shirt now, think of it as being all in navy blue, and that's what he's wearing.
I think she's completely wrong on that.
It's not a collared shirt, though. It's not like...
It's got a collar.
If you said to someone, I'm wearing a shirt, and you turned up in that, it would be misleading.
Hey, it's
Acknowledge that.
It's Reese, this. Very expensive shirt. It wasn't when I bought it,
wasn't for you,
because I got it from...
You don't pay more than £4 for your
I got
clothes,
it from
do you?
British Art Foundation charity shop. But it was once very expensive, this.
Sure was.
Right, it looks like we're going to go in to get our goods. So we'll be back in a sec. And we have collected our goods. So...
We're loaded up, we're off.
We have 3 trips today. We've already, thanks to the queue though, you've already had like a good... Well, we've already recorded a good 24 minutes. As per normal, or as per usual, you'll get our first drop-offs, but because we've already had a big chunk in the queue, we're going to give the Patreons the last 2 drops this week, because they're actually very close to each other, so we need to make sure we've got some content there for them. Otherwise, it'll just be like a 5-minute one, which we can't have. Don't forget, if you want to send us a Patreon and hear those last 2 drops, go to patreon.com/we need to talk about ghosts, full title. Becky's just lowering down the volume, I think, or was you not?
No, he's just moving it so it doesn't fall. Lower down the volume if you...
No, I don't think it'll pick it up. And even if it does,
Well,
what weirdo's gonna...
Now you've said it.
Oh, go on. I was going to say, what weirdo's gonna go to that person's house and be like,
I don't
enjoy your food?
I don't think it was going to go. It was just more for the distraction of
Anonymity
hearing...
as well.
No, well, yeah, that, but also the distraction of people hearing, turn left at the light.
Oh, left at the lights.
Where's that water?
What water?
There's a bottle of water on the floor. Could you please pass it to me?
Yes, 1 second. Is it this thing?
Like big plastic bottle.
Yeah. I hate plastic, don't I?
Well, what do you want? A paper water bottle?
No, I don't hate like plastic water bottles as such. I hate reusable plastics. What is she
is
doing?
this street closed again? I think it is.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So many road
Can we get there?
closures.
I don't even remember now.
I can't. Oh yeah, I can. It's off up
Oh,
apartments.
oh no, it knows. No, it doesn't. It does know that street's closed, but it doesn't know the other one's closed. So, right, I've got to wait for the bikes, which means you've got to wait for me. Get over it,
Yeah, well said, Becca.
because you've got to go down anyway, so I can go down.
Yeah. I mean, you know, fair play to the councils, like, because they must be like, no one's going to be on the streets. Let's get all the work done. So it does make sense. It's just a pain when you're still on the streets. On the streets, on the mean streets. I sounded like a gut then, didn't I?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, I thought as much. Whoa, you're not getting down there.
Sorry.
It's like the small, narrowest street in the world, and some wally in a massive HGV just thinks you can mosey on down it. HGV, by the way, guys, heavy goods vehicle. I wonder if in America they call them HGV, or would they call them like
I think they call
Arctic
them HGV.
lorries, or
I think Arctic lorries and HGVs might be different. Are they different?
don't know.
I don't know. Oh, that's a new closed.
That is a new closed. Yeah, we need to know that. Yeah,
we use that route.
the entire road's closed there. Oh.
He's coming. Oh, so it's only closed one way. By all accounts.
Yeah, but it's got the wrong sign on.
What do you mean? It's not. That says no entry.
It says no entry, but then there's an up arrow.
What do you mean?
You just focus on the road. You just do what you're meant to be doing.
Oh yeah, because it's likely that I'm the one wrong here.
You know what? I didn't understand why when I didn't drive, but now I understand why drivers have a cob on with cyclists. You don't, to be fair, do you?
No, I use it.
I do a bit,
Yeah, you do.
because they're just a bit like, I'm going down here now. It's like, because go on the pavement. Like every child.
I mean, they should legally be on the road, though, but I agree. I would rather they went on the pavement. And as a cyclist, I would rather be on the pavement.
Yeah.
Because it's just not safe.
I'm sure there'll be some cycling people listening to this who will be like, we have just as much right as anyone on the road.
And I know they do, but it's the safety. I'm nervous when there's a combination of cars and cyclists, whether I am the cyclist or the driver.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's so dangerous.
Yeah, it's very precarious.
Because I don't want to hit nor be hit.
I don't mind cyclists when they
Thirsty.
if they're on the road and they do what the right rules of the road. So like they stop at lights and all that. It's when they want the best of both worlds, so they'll ignore a red light and jump on the pavement then, and then back on the road and then pull a face when like you try and overtake them. It's like, no, you can't have it both ways. You're either sticking to the rules of the road or you're not.
Have you been in the car when someone's leaned on the car?
No.
You know, like pulls up and there's like on the other side, and you're like, "Excuse me, get off."
Did he do that? Really?
Yeah.
Hard
Like,
face
you know,
little
they pulled up
gets.
at a junction, they just like have a minute.
You know what I'd do? I'd follow them, and when they got off the bike, I'd go and sit on it. And when they went, "Excuse me, that's my bike," I'd go, "No, I'm just having a rest," just like you done on the car. They were very polite about it, apparently, when it happened, as you've just heard. "Excuse me, that's my bike." British for you, innit?
That's it.
So, guys, we're going to be wrapping up this episode now, because we're about to arrive at our first destination. So, oh, look at that. Someone's just done a really badly drawn graffiti dog and put "I love you" coming out of its mouth.
I wonder why they didn't put "I woof you."
I woof. Well, there you go, Becca. Because they didn't have your marketing expertise.
That's it.
So, don't forget,
That's why I'm unemployed.
we got a quiz tomorrow. 8 o'clock on the Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/talkaboutghosts, and we'll be having some fun. Yes, we shall. Anything else to say? No. But if you want to hear me and Becca do the next 2 drops, you need to join the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/we need to talk about ghosts.
Help us keep the light on.
And help us keep the lights on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And you'll obviously get more singing, you lucky, lucky bastards. Okay, guys, speak to you tomorrow if you join the quiz, and if not, we'll speak to you on Sunday for the proper episode. Okay, guys, tatty bye.
See you later, guys.